Tabletop CP. Today we're back on the peninsula for another game of Sharp Practice. Alright, so we put it to a vote. Decided to play Sharp Practice this week. We asked the Old Guard and the operator level patrons what period they want to see, AWI, ACW, or Napoleonics, and the vote was overwhelming for Napoleonics. So we're back here in Ciello Manteca, ready to play a game of Sharp Practice on the peninsula and a good old-fashioned rescue mission. Begin the briefing with the terrain as usual. Tonight's mat is the Medieval City Mat by Cigar Box Battle. It's a great urban but old-looking mat, which we've used many times. It's just really awesome, so if you want to get one of these for yourself, check out the description. As far as game terrain goes, start over here. So we got plenty of walls on this table. All the walls around this whole area are going to be tall walls, block line of sight, hardcover obviously. The gate is going to be operational, go in and out of it. We got some short walls around here, so these are going to be hardcover, but you can see out of them. We have a orchard here, and on this house we have some more tall walls around here. The fountain's really not going to do anything, it's just mainly for looks, and as well as that statue there. And then we have one large orchard over here. So the orchards are going to be soft cover, 6-inch visibility in and out, but if you're inside of it together, it's 18-inch visibility. And that's pretty much it for the terrain. The mission tonight is mission 6 from the rulebook, rescue mission, and we're calling this one Sharp's Rescue. So El Comandante's mistress Maria is being held by the French in Ciello Manteca. Sharp and his men must rescue her and get her back to the base while protecting their escape route. If successful, El Comandante promises to use his guerrilla army to support the British efforts in this part of Spain. The French will begin the game with one group of regular voltigeurs led by Timoteo in this building here. They're going to be in possession of Maria. The British will be able to place one jump-off point, or deployment point, I guess they're called in this game, within 6 inches of the objective, but they cannot go in or on the objective with that deployment point. The British primary deployment point will be over here in the orchard. It'll be either here or there with a random roll. And the French primary deployment point will be either behind the church or over here. If it winds up over here, we'll probably go on either side of this courtyard just so they're not pinned in there. The French will only be able to deploy 1 leader per turn to indicate the rushed nature of their arrival to respond to the attempted kidnapping of Maria. The objective of the mission is for the British to rescue Maria, get her off the board, off their primary deployment point, and back to El Comandante. So it's very important for the British to not put too many forces over here to try to get Maria out of the building, as they need to protect their escape route, i.e. their primary deployment point, from the French as well. So they're going to have to decide how to distribute their forces and accomplish both tasks. Another thing we're going to do in this game, which we've done once before, is we're going to start with the 4 flags in hand. So instead of being in the deck, both players will start with them in their hand. This is an idea that we got from Infamy. We tried it before, and it's pretty fun. So, and the next thing is going to be our usual thing with the cavalry. There will be cavalry in the area. If the player so chooses, they can use 4 flags to bring in their cavalry, and the cavalry will deploy from the primary deployment point. And that's it for the mission. Let's go ahead and look at the forces. All right, we'll start over here with the British force. So this is from the Ciello Manteca fan-made Peninsula list. Super awesome list. If you find it, I believe it's in the Facebook group for Sharp Practice, and there's probably other versions of it online as well. But it's super awesome. Check that out if you want to play Peninsula Sharp Practice. So the British forces start off back here. It's going to be commanded. The big man is going to be Captain Rhys Dignan. He's a level 2 leader. He's going to be assisted by Sergeant Alan Downs. They're in charge of 3 groups of light infantry in line. These guys are light bobs, which means they have the 9-inch deployment instead of 6. They have Sharp Practice. And they also have thin red line. We're also going to have Captain Sharp. He's going to be a level 2 leader in charge of a group of 95th riflemen. They're skirmishers. They have Sharp Practice and tap reload. They're going to have 2 groups of light infantry skirmishers. They have Sharp Practice, and they're going to be commanded by level 1 leaders Dan Klein and Luke Lankowski. Moving over here, we got a mob of sailors from the HMS Swallow, led by Captain Richard Clark. He's a level 1 leader. They are aggressive. They have mixed weapons, which means they fire at half effect, and they have pikes and cutlasses, which means they fight as clan in the first round if they charge the enemy. And then our cavalry reinforcements are going to be the 1st Royal Dragoons, led by Lieutenant Alfred Wallace. They have gallop at anything, which means if they win a fight, they have to move to try to contact another unit immediately. They're reluctant infantry, and they have tally-ho. And that is the British force. Alright, the French force. So, starting up here, these guys are going to be starting on the board. This is Lieutenant Timoteo. He's a level 1 leader in charge of 8 voltigeurs, and Maria is with them. The big man here is going to be Sergeant Olivier Decalone. Or I'm sorry, Captain Olivier Decalone. He's a level 3 leader. He's going to be assisted by Sergeant Maurice Clarel, and they're going to be in charge of 3 groups of regular French soldiers, not conscripts. And these guys do have sharp practice and pas de charge, but they can only do one control volley on their first fire. Now we're going to have 2 groups of Laguerre light infantry. They have sharp practice, commanded by level 1 leaders Pierre and Sander Tyson. So I'm sorry, Pierre and Sander Tyson. And then we have 1 light cannon. This is going to be a horse gun, which means it can deploy 6 inches from the deployment point, led by level 1 leader Lars Scheibing. And the gun does have sharp practice, which is pretty brutal, as we found out many times. And then Lieutenant Anvala, level 1 leader, is going to be commanding the cavalry reserve. These guys are cuirassiers. They have the cuirass, ignores the first kill in every round of combat, but shot counts as normal. And they have tally-ho. And that is the French force. So let's get started. Alright, Steve has arrived. We've rolled off. He's going to be the British. I'm going to be the French. And support point wise, we're both going to take a holy man, a physic, a holy man, and a musician. That'll be our support. As far as deployment points, Steve put his one over here by the objective right there, those chickens by the orchard. His primary is right there where that donkey is. My primary wound up there behind the church where those chickens are. And then I have deployed Timoteo inside this house with Maria. 2 guys per window facing both ways. And I think that is everything. So we're ready to begin. So we're ready to start. Force morale, I'm at a 9. Steve's at a 10. So we're ready to go. Steve's the card guy today. So
am I blue? No, I'm red.
I am blue, you're red. So blue leader, what is that, a 4?
Yeah, 4.
Blue leader 4 is Pierre, one of my Laguerre light infantry. Alright, so I can only bring in 1 thing per turn, but I did bring in Pierre, the first card that came out. He's come in over there behind the church, kind of in the direction of the objective. So next card. Leader 6, I can't bring anything else in for the rest of the turn. So anything I get, just bypass. Red 2, that's Sergeant Downs, so he can't do anything. He's attached to your big formation.
Got it.
And Tiffin. Okay, so move on to the next turn. Okay, here we go. Next turn.
Leader 2.
2, that's Sergeant Clarel. I'll pass.
That's
Sergeant Downs again.
Alright, leader 5.
Red 5, that's Lieutenant Lankowski. Lieutenant Lankowski has deployed from the primary deployment point into the orchard. And next flag.
Tiffin.
Tiffin again, okay. Next turn. Leader 6, that's Captain Clark. That is your sailors. Captain Clark and his crew have deployed into the orchard behind the house. Next card. Blue 3, that's Sander Tyson. That's my other Laguerre light infantry. Let me think about it. Lieutenant Tyson has come in there in between the church and the tower, out of line of sight of Lankowski. And that's it for me for this turn for deployment, so we continue. Red 5, it's Lankowski again.
See the
Lankowski, I think he just edged up to the edge of the orchard essentially. Staying in cover. Of course that fence is off cover too, so being behind the fence or in the orchard really makes no difference to you as a light infantry because you get +1 to your cover anyway, so you want to...
Yeah, let's move them up to the fence.
Okay. Lankowski has moved up to the edge of the fence, just as we talked about. So next card. Tiffin again. Okay.
I'm gonna put it on the bottom this time.
Okay, next turn is turns are going fast. We both have the same amount of units on the board, even though I can only bring in one per.
Leader 3.
3, that's Tyson. That's the guys that are in the church. Did you say you had line of sight on them or no?
That's these guys?
Yeah.
No.
Did Lankowski have line of sight on them?
No, I was trying to get line of sight on your.
Oh, jump off.
Jump off.
Okay, alright. I'll wait. I'll bring something else in, hopefully, unless the Tiffin comes out.
All right.
Oh, the big man. That's Dignan. Okay. All right, so the big man's come in over here on the objective deployment point. Dignan and Downs and the musician and the physic, and they come in column air. They're light bobs, so they got a 9-inch deployment, so they got a little bit more room, and they are out of arc, just out of arc of the guys in the building. So next card. Leader 6, that's Captain Clark, that's your sailors. Clark and his men have just moved down the fence a little bit, or the wall, and they are in arc of the voltigeurs in the building. So they're going to get 6 shots for their mixed weapons into the building, needing 3s.
And that's a lot of 3s.
That's
Okay, 6 hits.
6 hits. Okay. I am in hard cover though. So I'll just roll them all. Here we go. 2 dead and a shock. Check the leader. Not the leader. Okay, 2 dead and a shock. So 2 voltigeurs down. Sailors are unloaded. Next card. 5. That's Timoteo. That's the guys in the building.
You are. Oh, did you pass on your?
Yeah, I passed on my blue 3. So, well, he's already on the board, so I can still activate him.
Oh, right on.
All right. I'll just fire back at Clark's men. So I only have 1 guy in each of these windows now. So I only get 2 shots. Needing 3s onto the sailors. I got 1. So roll a save. You're in hard cover. And you make the save. And I reload. Next card.
4.
Red Forest. Hey, it's Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan is deployed there in the orchard alongside Lankowski. Next card. 2 is Clarell. Can't do anything. Red 5. That's Lankowski. Lankowski will just stay put. Tiffin. All right. Here we go. Big man. Okay. It's Dignan and his boys. We'll see what they do. All right, Dignan, he ordered Downs to stay back with the group with 1 command. With the other command, he had them move up and wheel. So he rolled an 11. He was able to move 6, wheel 5. So he was able to get up and get facing the building. So that's what it looks like now. We are surrounded. There's no getting out of this. I just have to hope the cavalry arrives soon. No pun intended. Don't forget we got our flags in hand too. Which probably should start getting some of those in there. Blue 5 is Timoteo. He's on the board. Let me think about it. I'm sorry, Timoteo is the guys in the building here. So they'll just fire out of the front. So I got 2 window or a door and a window on the front, 2 guys each. So 4 shots, needing 3s.
Got 4.
4 hits, so 2 each. Start over here with the big man. A dead and a shock. And then a shock. So a dead and then a shock each. Next card.
That's
5. Red 5 is Lankowski.
which one's like?
Lankowski has just moved along the fence and he's refaced out into the plaza here. And the Tiffin, alright. Alright, so we're going to start the turn. Steve is going to put all 4 of his flags in. And he is going to bring in Wallace, his Royal Dragoons. Alright. right, Lieutenant Alfred Wallace. He's on the board. So Steve's 4 flags are on the board now. And we move on to the next flag, next card. That's my big man. Okay, I probably should bring him in, I think. Big man Olivier's come in over here and column off of our primary deployment point. And next card. That's Clarel, the sergeant. He's just going to inspire the men. Oh boy. That is Dignan, the British big man. Dignan, he's pulled the shock, and he's going to have the men present and fire into the building. So we're saying that Maria can't be hit.
Does the one shock remove one of the shots though?
No, you don't. You're not missing any shots due to shock. That takes 2 shock. You only had 1 each, but he's down to 1. So first firing presented into the building at Timoteo, anything but. So what's that?
15.
15 hits. Alright, come on, hardcover. You can do it. Only 1 dead, but I got 1 dead and 3 shock. Really not that bad. Alright, that was actually really good for me. I only lost 1 guy, I took 3 shock. So hanging tough in the building. Next card. Red 3, it's Captain Sharp. Captain Sharp is deployed in the orchard as well. So he's got 3 units of skirmishers and the heavy cavalry in the orchard. So the escape route is well guarded. Now he's got to have Dignan get over there. Next card. Red 6, that's Captain Clark. That's your sailors. Clark and his men are coming around. They're preparing to assault the house. Red 5 is Lankowski. Lankowski, from where he is, can see Olivier's column. So he's going to be hitting on 3s when it's all said and done.
So that's 5.
5 hits. Alright, so I got 3 groups there. So start on that front group. Next group. Next group. Front group. Next group. Okay. We'll sort it out. I'm taking 3 shock, and that's it. So it's not bad. I've gotten lucky on my saves tonight so far. The Tiffin, I only got 2 cards out of all that. Yeah, man, I need to get some of my flags in the deck ASAP. I'm ready. I need that blue 1. Nope.
Blue 2.
Pull a shock. If you could pull a shock for me with Sergeant Clarel off that front group with the 2 shock, that'd be great. Give him something to do. 5, that's Timoteo, that's these guys. Man, I got some trouble over here. Let me think about it. I decided to fire at the sailors. So 2 shots, plus I keep forgetting to add Timoteo's 1 shot. So we'll add his shot in. So I'm going to get 3 shots at the -1 for the shock. Man, maybe I should just... You know what? I'm just going to pull a shock with Timoteo. Instead of shoot, I'm just going to pull a shock. Next card. 2, that's Downs, so he can do something now. He's on his own. Downs is just moved up there behind the formation. He's on his own now, so you could always attach him again if you wanted when the time comes. 4, Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan is moved up to the fence next to Lankowski. Next card. Come on, blue 1. Nope. Red flag. I gotta get some of my flags in there. Oh, 6. Captain Clark again, your sailors. So Clark briefly debated assaulting the building, but he's gonna shoot because it's just a tough nut to crack. Needing 4s.
I got 3.
3, okay. hardcover. 2 points of shock. So I'm up to 4 shock now. Okay, and you reloaded. So next card. Man. So you could activate a leader right now.
But I can activate a leader after the Tiffin too, right?
Yeah, you could do a lot of stuff after the Tiffin, yeah. You brought everything in, so I guess there's no big hurry. Man, you gonna have any blue cards come out at any point?
Well, I got 4
this
more
is the
cards.
second game in a row. Turn in a row. I've had 2, and you've had a whole stack.
I've got 4 more cards in the deck than you do. So who's 5?
5 is Lankowski again. 7 shots from Lankowski back into Olivier. Needing 4s.
So that's 4 hits.
4 hits. Front group. Middle group.
Oh, these
Back
are really
group.
effective hits.
Front group. Wow, nothing. Hello. My saves have been amazing tonight. I haven't got many cards out, but man, my saves are great. Let me think about it. So I might burn my 4 flags right now just to get him going and get my cards in the deck. So let me think about it. I did burn my 4 flags to activate Olivier. He pulled the shock. He moved up. Oh wait, I can't pull the shock. Move me back an inch. I can't pull the shock and do everything I did. So I moved up. He's a level 3 leader. Moved up, snapped 1 in. The group in the back there is with Sergeant Chlorel. And then he also, before he moved, he was within 18, which is his command range with the musician of Lieutenant Pierre, and he is advanced up into the stable yard there.
So you get 3 commands?
Yeah, he's a level 3 leader. Okay, next card. So we had to move the cards over here. Blue 6. Hey, that's my cannon. Lars Shiving. So Lars has come in here. He's a horse gun, so he can deploy 6 inches from it. And he's deployed this way. Coming this way, it's going to be blocked for a long time. There's not really any clear lines of fire, but maybe if I get out, I can get out here and do something. So next card. That's the big man, Dignan. He's going to fire into the building. Need the trees. Count them up. 11 hits, hardcover. Come on, building. Okay, I see 2 dead, 3 dead, and a shock. So let's check the leader. It's not the leader, so 3 dead and a shock. And with that volley, Timoteo and his boys are going to break. They have 7 shock with only 3 guys, so it's double the shock of guys. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, they're going to probably make it off. Oh, it's 2d6 plus 6. Yeah, they'll probably still make it off the table. Yeah, they'll make it off the table. So we'll roll up some bad things and we'll see what happens. Alright, so the boys, the Voltigeurs ran off the table. Timoteo went with them. Maria's going to stop there with the sailors. So we got 2 bad things to roll. So group breaks. A 2. That's -1. And then a status 1 routes off table. A 2. -1. So -2 on my force morale, which is going to take me down to 7. And Maria is now in the custody of the British. So now all that Steve has to do is get off the board at the primary deployment point. No problem. Card, blue 3. That's Sander Tyson. That's these guys there. Who is that? Tyson, right? Sander? He went from where he was into the church. So they're in the church now. And next card is still going. This is a long turn. Red flag. You got 4 flags now, Steve. So you could activate leader again if you would like. Any leader that you want. He was going to hold off. He's going to...
Wait, but then I'm sorry. I need to talk through those guys. Sorry.
Well, he's going to reconsider. He's passing. He's going to keep going. He's pushing his luck. That is the blue 4, which is Pierre, who is in the courtyard. Pierre is just advanced up towards the gate. So next card. You can contemplate using the 4 flags again. Alright, we'll let Steve think about it. We press on.
The Tiffin.
Oh, it is the Tiffin. Oh, damn. No blue 1. That sucks.
Okay.
But he can still activate his cavalry and sharp. Well, first of all, Wallace and the boys cantered up. They didn't make it, but they're approaching. And then Sharp, he's moved up to the fence with 2 of his actions, or 1 is free action and 1 action, so he's going to have 1 action left to fire. The front rank plus Sharp's 2 shots will be firing, needing 3s.
That's 5 hits.
5 hits. Okay. So they're in the open. I take it you want to put 3 on the big man's group.
Yeah.
A point of shock. These guys are like invulnerable out in the open. And a point of shock. So a point of shock each, that's it. And then Sharp will be double unloaded. And that will be the end of the turn. Alright, here we go. Now it's starting to get important here. I need the blue 1. Blue 1.
Red 7.
Blue flag. Okay, we'll take that. Blue 1. Blue 1. Blue 6.
Red 6.
That's Clark. So they've sailors have moved up. He moved 3d6, so he's going to take a shock, but he did get a 13-inch move. So next card.
Blue 5.
Blue 5. That's well, no, he's dead. Take the blue 5 out. They ran off the board. They were the guys that were in the building here.
2.
That's Downs. So that's your sergeant with this group here. Downs is going to stay there. He could be ordered back into the formation by your big man.
But yeah, the formation's only going to be 2 wide going down the street.
5 is Lankowski again. Lankowski is going to fire at the big man there. Needing 3s. It's all but 1.
2. So there's 5. 5 hits.
5 hits.
So many 1s and 2s you can roll.
I know, this is, we'll see if my luck can hold out. So we'll do 3 on the big man's group. So that's 3 shock. That's pretty good. And then the other group, 1 shock. So 3 and then 1 shock. Next card.
Blue 1.
Blue 1. Nope. That's a blue 4. That's Pierre. That's these guys. Man. What the hell are they going to do? Let me think about it. Alright, Pierre. It took him 2 of his dice to get up to the fence, but we're going to kick the gate open and we're going to fire at Dignance, boys. And it is a rear shot. Anything but.
1 but.
So 6 hits. So split them up. 2, 3 on this group here. That's 6 shock. And then a dead and 2 shock. So check your leader because he's with that group. It's not him. Alright, we'll figure it out. Okay, not bad. I put 6 shock on them, 2 shock on them, and then killed the guy. So red 3, Captain Sharp. He's double unloaded. So you can reload.
You'll reload.
Okay. Remember, with 2 flies you can sharp practice. So that means that if you wanted to, with 2 flies you could fire Captain Sharp. Next one. Blue 3 is my other guys that are in the church. Tyson. Sander, he just had his boys move up. So we're in the top, on the top there, and then we got 3 guys shooting out of that big window. Ah, the blue 1. Damn, but I don't have the second card to do my paw to charge. Damn, that sucks, but oh well. Better than not getting it. First thing he did, Clarel had the group that was back there snap into line. I brought the Holy Man in. Let's check him. 4? That's not bad. So I'll just pull all 4 off of 1. So that leaves me with 2 shock. I am within command range of the cannon, which I think I will move. So Striving and his cannon got a really good move. Double 6s, so I was able to move 6 around here, covering down that way for anyone running across. Of course, they might still make it, but who knows? I might get a chance at them. And then over here, We're going to present fire. They get 1 present. But this will leave me unloaded. So here we go. Anything but I am splitting between all 3 of these units because of the width of the formation.
Such a big line.
Yeah, I wish I would have. I would have been better off just sticking with 2, and then I would have just hit 2. But whatever. We are first fire presented close range. So anything but. Let's pull some butts. 1 butt, 2 butt, 3 butt, 4 butt. So we'll count them up. All right, 7 each plus 2. So he's going to start with Blankowski. Hardcover though. So it's dead and 3 shock. Okay. So let's do, I guess, Lieutenant Dan next. That's
2 dead,
2
nothing
dead.
else.
So check your leader. It's not him. So 2 dead out of Lieutenant Dan's boys. And then 7 on to Wallace. Soft cover. 1 dead and a shock. That's not good enough. Okay. Well, I did pretty good damage to the light infantry, but the cavalry not so much. And that's that. That was my big presented volley. Too bad I had to spread it out so much. So next card. What is that? Blue, red 4. It's Lieutenant Dan. Dan's just going to fire and reload at the group, at the formation. Needing 3s.
3.
3 hits. So that's 1 each. Alright, on the end here. A dead. Nothing. Nothing. So see if it's Chlorel. It's not Chlorel. So just a dead out of here. And that's that. So next card. Blue flag. I'm going to sharp practice my main line to reload them. Regular troops, so they have, oh boy, it's the cavalry. Here he comes.
So,
Let's do it.
we go up to a gallop?
Go up to the gallop. Let's do it. Alright, so Wallace is up there. He's going to get 15 dice. Impact cavalry at the gallop. Needing 5s and 6s. That's pretty good. That's really good. Look at all those. So he's got 3 6s and 3 5s. And then I'm going to have 15 when it's all said, or 14. 13, whatever it was. I need to do better than that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 6, and I got 6. So it's a tie. So we'll count them up.
Yep.
So he's down to 2 guys, knocked out leader. My leader's knocked out as well. I dropped down to 6 force morale. He didn't lose any force morale. And we tied. So we fight again. And he's going to get 5 this time. I'm going to get 7. 3? Wow, that's a good roll. Can I match it? No, I only got 1, so you're going to win the second round. But you die. You're down to 1 guy. Alright, so but no shock. But I lose 3 guys, you lose 1. We'll sort it out. So this is what it looks like at the end. He broke because he had 1 guy with 2 shock. Dropped it down to 9 force morale. I dropped another force morale down to 5 for a formation broken, falling back. So these guys fell back 9. They took an extra 2 more shock each. Chlorel and his guys are just kind of standing out there in the breeze. Alright, so you lost your cavalry, but you did break my formation. Put a bunch of shock, killed some guys. We'll see if it's worth it. Next card. Red flag. Oh man, the Tiffin, okay. So after Tiffin, Steve has reloaded and he just turned to face that way, so he's not getting shot in the rear anymore. And we move on to the next turn. We move on to the next turn. I need blue too. To get Clarel out of there. I'm gonna get his ass handed to him. That's not blue too. That's Pierre, who's in the looking out the gate. Okay. So I have to. I'm gonna reload, and I'm gonna fire at these guys. Flank shots. So I'm trying to. I just want to get some shock on to slow them down a little bit. Needing 5s. That's 2 hits. So come on, give me some shock. Nothing. No shock. Oh man. So I'm gonna have to move out of the way. 3 inches. So I just kind of moved out of the way here, out of the gate. Next card. Red flag. Blue flag. Red 4 is Lieutenant Dan. Dan will fire at Clarel. In 3s, I believe, right?
Yep. There's 3.
In the open. 2 dead. It's not Clarel, so 2 dead. Here we go. Ah. The blue 1, but again with no second blue flag for paw to charge. Okay. Alright, so the big man, Physic got him up. He ordered Clarel to move in, he got up onto the 2nd floor here. And then he burned the flag to pull 3 shocks. So they're down to 3 shock each. Next card was
2, blue 2.
Oh, Clarel. He already went. They don't have any shock or anything, so they've already activated.
Red 5.
Red 5 is Lankowski. Lankowski will just fire at the big man. Needing 5s.
So 2.
2 hits. So I think you can only see the big man's group, so 2 shock on the big man's group. And then he'll reload. So I'm back up to 5. Alright, and I already used my holy man. If I get the damn paw to charge, that would be great. 2 flags. Do I want to do anything with that? I don't think so. So that's your big man. Bring his holy man in first. Oh, 5 shock. That's pretty good.
So I think he'll take.
So you got 6 there and 3 there. Okay, so the holy man pulled a bunch of shock. He used a flag to pull another shock. And then with his commands, he snapped downs in. And then everyone's facing that way. And that's it.
Snap the next turn. I'm going to snap that guy onto this turn.
I guess that's one way to move.
That's a lot better than you can move.
Alright, next card. Red flag. Blue flag. So I got 3 flags, huh? Yeah, keep going. Not really anything pressing for 3 flags. 3, that's Sander Tyson. So that's these guys up in the church. Tyson is going to fire at Lieutenant Dan. Needing 4s because he hasn't shot yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits onto Lieutenant Dan. Hard cover. And nothing. Okay. Next card.
Blue 6.
6. That's my artillery. So Tyson, Shiving has come out right there, and the Tiffin came out. So now we have post-Tiffin activities, which I think everything is, what's left? Bunch of stuff. We'll figure it out. Alright, post-Tiffin, the crew of the HMS Swallow has rushed across the road. And here we go. Leader 3, that's Captain Sharp. The Sharp moved down a little bit, now he has the cannon in line of sight. Needing 5s.
2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. Point of shock. And you are unloaded. So point of shock on the cannon.
I'm half unloaded, right?
Yes. Actually, no, because you had to move down, reface.
It's a free move, though, right?
Free move. So you are double unloaded. Because you turn to move, turn to reface, and then fire. So he is double unloaded.
Big red one.
Big man. And they're not in bad shape. They only got 2 shock, 1 shock. So see what he does. So they just advanced up. And these 4 can see through the gate. So he's going to fire 4 shots. Needing 4s.
Got 3 4s.
3 4s. And this is going to be soft cover. 2 shock. 2 shock onto Pierre. And next card.
Leader 4.
Blue 4. Let's say that's Pierre. What do you know? Man, he's only level 1 though. I got 2 shock. Okay, let me think about it. I'm going to have them reload fire. It's 4 guys plus 1 minus 1. So back to 4. But I'm needing 3s. 2 hits. In the open. A point of shock. And then guess I'll just stay right there. Can't really move because I can't reface or anything, so I'll just stay there.
My guys are unloaded too.
Yeah, we're all unloaded.
No, you fired and reloaded, didn't you?
I reloaded,
fired.
Yeah, so I can't reload. So next card. 2. It's Sergeant Downs, so he can pull a shock.
Can't he command another group to take on?
He has to be commanded by the leader. He could run himself up to attach to those guys if you want. Could do a run. That's probably not a bad idea. So they have a leader at least, because right now they're leaderless. They're in command range, but they're leaderless. You can go 3d6. Well, that's your that's your physic. So he didn't quite make it. I'll just put him up there. Not splitting hairs here. Again, no potted charge. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I did, I just had him order the formation to pull back to get out of Lankowski's arc for now. And I'm going to have the cannon fire at the sailors, and I'm going to have Tyson's guys fire back at Lieutenant Dan. So do the cannon first. Needing 4s. First fire. Can't present because I got ordered 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. Okay. Come on, give me some shock. Okay, yeah, so that's 6 shock. Because it's a side shot. So you're at 7 shock. That'll slow you down.
You think?
And then I'll have the 3, 4, 7 shots at Lieutenant Dan, needing 5s. So 3 hits again. Hard cover. Point of shock. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the big man. I disregard that cannon shot. I wasn't lined up properly. I was kind of over here. So that never happened. What I did was I just backed up a little, pulled back a little bit, and then reoriented him kind of into the porch area here. So next card. So he's back to 1 shock, not 7, sadly. Red flag. So he can make a beeline for it. He can get out. Steve could win this game. If he can haul ass through here, I'm never going to be able to stop him from getting around the edge. So the cannon is really my only option. Next one. Another red flag. So you could interrupt and activate a unit, or you could just keep going. Keep going.
Red 5.
That's Lankowski. So Steve burned 1 flag, and Lankowski's command to pull 2 shock. Blue flag.
Red 4.
4 is Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan's gonna fire at the guys in the tower, the bell tower.
Even fives?
Even fives, long range, light infantry.
Got one.
Hard cover. Nothing. And they'll reload.
Blue 2.
That's the sergeant. Oh, that's the guy inside. My Sergeant Clairol up there. So he's gonna move up to the next story. All right, Clairol and his boys are up on the top floor now. And 7, it's Alfred Wallace. You could try to get up. If you roll a 5, he gets up. They're still on the board. No. He does not get up. 6, that's my cannon. He already went. So nothing doing there. 6, oh, that's Captain Clark. That's what you wanted to see. It's your sailors. Clark and the sailors, he burned a flag, made himself a level 2, pulled the shock, 3d6 run. They're actually underneath here, not on top. But he got into there. He's going to try to zip off the board. 3, that's Tyson. Tyson in the bell tower will fire at these guys. Flank shot, needing 5s. Only 2 hits. But that's 4 shock. So they're going to be up to 5 shock. Good thing though is you can move away from the enemy and not count shock. So technically you could come this way and not slow down at all. Because I don't have anyone over here. So next card. I think Steve might be able to pull this off. And no flags. Wait, I got 2 flags, don't I? Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, it's coming down to it now. Blue flag. If he gets the blues, the red 6 comes out, I could be in trouble. Blue flag. Okay. Blue flag. That's 3 flags in a row. So who was the last one that did something? Wasn't it Clark?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My bally leg. So Clark twisted his ankle running into there, so they're at -1 pip per dice. A red flag, okay. Okay, red flag. What were you saying about groups?
I did show. I can activate them though on this, right?
You could. You could activate the group by itself with the 2 flags. Which, why wouldn't you at this point?
Do it.
Alright, so Steve burned these 2 flags. Rolled a 666 on his move.
After 5 flags in a row.
After 5 flags in a row. And they're way over here now. They took another shock, but that doesn't matter. He's moving away from the enemy. He had 5, so you're up to 7
I
shock.
don't have 5 though. Remember the cannon didn't count.
Yeah, but I hit you with the guys up there on the flank. But the rules say if you're moving away from the enemy, you don't count the shock, and he's moving away from the enemy. So at this point, I think I'm just going to concede because, I mean, I can't possibly stop him at this point. I have nothing over here. I can't get past this wall of dudes, so we'll come back and wrap it up. Alright, so that's the end of the game. Steve won. Clark and the sailors were able to get Maria. They're going to get her off the board. Steve was saying when he starts coming back this way, he might have to start counting the shock. But given enough time and enough turns, he could eventually pull the shock off. It's not... Given enough turns, I'm never going to get past this. My main line is beat to hell. They got shock all over the place. I got kind of scattered guys in buildings. My cannon is completely ineffective. Trying to shoot the gap with a cannon like this with a limited width size firing arc is not easy to do. They're much better off firing at like a big line of troops where they have a lot of play, in either side. Trying to hit a moving target across a gap like this is virtually impossible for a cannon. So I guess I could move the cannon out and kind of aim him and hope that he ends up in my arc, but then I'll start getting fire from sharp. So I'll just concede. We'll say that eventually will be able to make it over to the thing. He's got a nice defensive line here, a bunch of guys in hard cover, and I'll never crack it. So good job to Steve. It's a good game.
Thanks for the game. It's beautiful Beautiful board.
Yeah, it's a nice board. Yeah, I love the Napoleonic. Some color, after World War II, like you said, it's just drab greens and browns. And, getting these guys on the table, their bright colors is a lot of fun. So, anyways, good game. Clark and the crew are going to get Maria back to El Comandante. He's going to lend his guerrilla army to the British in this part of Spain, which will help the effort a lot. So, anyway, yeah, short wrap up tonight. So, let us know what you guys think of this game, and check out our sponsors. Check out all of our social media stuff: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and we will see you guys later.